This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Gaz, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. Hi, this is Colteastwood. How you doing tonight? This is episode 82 of the XC Podcast, and I'm here with my wonderful, handsome, ruggedly sexy Gaz from Game On Daily.
Hi, how are you? You good? Am I the odd one out? Oh, Fonz just got a PlayStation shirt as well. We're changing teams. Colteastwood. This is now called PNC. Yeah. Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry, 1 second.
You really have been called, for the past week, you've been called the pony of a lifetime. And while I sat right next to you across the internet and said some of the same stuff, it's been great. My hands are clean. How are you guys?
I don't know how you get away with it. I don't. Everyone just thinks I've switched, which I have. Screw you, Xbox. No, I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me on every Monday. It's nice. And to be with Fonzarelli, it's going to be like friends talking about stuff and chat, which I haven't even got YouTube up. So shout out to everyone in chat. I'm sure you're there.
Shout out to Harvey with the 5 horse emojis he just put up. So I am really glad to be joined by my 5+ year friend over the internet as well, Jay Fonzarelli, who runs a podcast called GameStalk Live with some great bits. He's got his quiz. He is just a great friend. Welcome to the show. Fonz, how are you? How you been? Where's the smile?
Been good. I've been good. Thank you. And I appreciate the invite. Somebody said that it looked like I was dying inside or something.
Today?
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. No, I'm going to be fine. It's going to be a fun show. Very positive on PlayStation, very positive on Xbox, very positive on Nintendo. We're going to talk about Nintendo a lot tonight, folks.
And we're going to talk about VR. We're going to talk about mobile games. Now, you know, I was talking to Gaz and Fonz a couple days ago, and I said, look, we got our rants out for a good week. Let's talk about some of the good stuff. We are like, for those of you who celebrate Christmas or holidays around this time or your holiday of choice, like we're about to get into hanging out with family, having some downtime, hopefully to play some games. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I just got home from Avatar, 3 hours and 15 minutes with 3D glasses on.
Was it? Was it good?
Pretty good. And I was talking to Fonz earlier. He says he doesn't love the last one, but it's pretty good.
It's okay. It was okay. Yeah. For the time, it's like you had to be there in the theater for that movie. And yeah, like after the fact, I watched it at home and I was sitting there going, it's like a typical run-of-the-mill story that we've seen a million times in these types of movies.
What was it, Fonz? Was it 10 years ago? Because I thought, a decade ago, it was probably maybe 8 years ago, but a decade ago, putting on polarized 3D glasses and seeing 3D on a screen was like pretty cool. But then now it's 10 years later and I'm like, yeah, it's neat, but I enjoyed the movie. What about you guys? Did you go and watch that with the 3D glasses on back in 2010 or whatever it was?
I watched it loads of times, actually. I really fell in love with the movie. I think I watched it 4 times in the cinema. I loved it that
Oh, really?
much.
I see.
Donnie hit it on the head. He said it's like Fern Gully. Fancy blue aliens. It's typical story that we've heard a million times.
Was it 09, Frank Kent, when that movie came out? Somebody was like 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, it was just slightly longer than a PlayStation exclusive.
13 years ago. 13 years ago. So
13 years ago?
As long as Xbox hasn't had a big new IP. Yeah.
Fonz! No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
We've been razzing each other in chats like this like all week.
It's not a big deal.
So
it'll be okay, people.
Are you gonna go see it, Gaz? Are you gonna go see Avatar: The Way of the Water?
I will. The way of the water. Yes, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to it, man. This movie's had 800 million or something stupid spent on it, so you gotta respect.
I think they made 400 million in the opening couple days. So
did they? Oh, that's really good because I'm really, really glad that someone because James Cameron went out of his way for this. He didn't need to make the second one, and he didn't need to spend this much. But this is a passion project, plus the backing of the scope, everything of it. The actors, I saw the interview of them, and they were really just enamored with James Cameron's passion for it, and it apparently spills through on screen. It's not going to be me. I'm a Denis Villeneuve nerd, and there's like themes there. This one is a very basic story, we've had it before, but it's the visual.
Would you betray your military, your home military on your planet for some alien booty, Gaz?
Hell yeah. Seen that booty? Hell yeah. Okay. I'm a simple man.
I have simple pleasures, and I'm a simple man. I got to ask you, Fonz, to segue back into video games. There's that Avatar video game I think it's supposed to be first person. What do you know about it? When's it coming out? How long is it? What's going on? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea. You come to me with that. When's it coming out? I don't know. But it looks like something that might be pretty cool. I'm not the biggest Avatar fan, but it looks decent. It's I don't know when that's coming out though. It's an odd question.
I have Ubisoft was trying to get it ready for this holiday, and then they said they delayed it. So maybe 1 year delay. I'm gonna ask the chat, and if you don't get this answer right, I'm going to start booting people off the chat. Did you guys play the Avatar James Cameron game on the 360 or PS3 12, 13 years ago when the movie came out? Right in the chat, if you played this game, it was called James Cameron Avatar, and it was by Ubisoft and somebody else. Paris in chat says Avatar is releasing 11/23/23. He's taking shots at Starfield.
Well, it's if you look it up, it's like Ubisoft's Avatar game will arrive in 2022, and it's like no, it's not.
Now they said like 2 months ago that they were delaying the game, that it wasn't. I mean, it was like
doesn't have a release date, man. Doesn't have a release date. But the PlayStation 3 game back in the day came out in 2009. So
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, it was Ubisoft. It was third person. You got to play as the Navi, and then you got to choose. And I played as the Navi the first time, and then you start the campaign over, and you can choose the RNA or RDA or whatever they're called, the military, and you get to walk around in mechs, and you have machine guns and fly around those pelicans. It was a cool game. Stuff Shahan says the right answer is no, but I did play it. And it's one of those games that the licensing, it'll never be back and pat. You'll never see it. You can't even buy it on PC. It's like delisted, basically. So that's enough about Avatar.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fonz's least favorite blue characters. Fonz was like, why isn't there a major 3D
the Smurfs if we're
movie?
going to Smurfs. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Live action. You'll be Papa Smurf.
Let me give a shout out to the channel members and Patreons. This is a great list of people that when I read them, I get my tongue tied, but I really appreciate all of you. Brian Harris, Mark Carwell, KY Bob, Assassin Lupa, Jazzy New Box, Ricky Fallon, Steven Smith, Maurice Baker, Zimic, Ralph Wiggum, Manic Master 6, Matt Burns, William Lanza, Nano Paul, Matthew Donna Kizada, Robert Ford, Lord Starkiller, Dante Moody, Betamax, Dark CMF, Gaz, right here, Fox Storytelling, Wreak Havoc, Fault Line, Center White, Vario 2, DeBlue, Poochie, Remix, V Simcoe, Assassin, Raymond, Larry Thatcher, Hargeet Johnny, TK Chillin, Raiden Blade, Acute Perspective, True 77, Risk It for the Biscuit, my good friend, who I apologize to today. You're a great guy. Wood also, Greg Loudon, and CJAD 93. Thanks for being supporters of this channel. And let's get back into what we're going to talk about. Let's start with the new hotness. Everyone, except for 12 game reviewers, are praising surprised, happy with High on Life. Gaz, let's talk. I think I have some gameplay. Hopefully the overlay's ready, but let's talk about High on Life, my bro.
I was just playing that before the show started, and I was really enjoying it. It's crawled to number one played game on Game Pass or something. But yeah,
on Xbox.
On Xbox, that's crazy. Like, this is going to be a bit of a controversial thing to say. It shouldn't be, but what it does show, and I really do like this. It shows that it redresses the balance bit of the sentiments. Whoa, my headphone. There was a time where reviewers were literally in the driving seat behind determining what people would play, and Game Pass has changed that, and public reception has changed that, because this game is doing not that great on Metacritic, and despite that,
even lower, going lower on OpenCritic, where it has a more reliable number. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then all of that doesn't matter, because everyone I played talked to about this says they love the game. Like, it's really the humor that look. It's a basic game mechanics, which aren't that bad. They're very basic, but for what did you expect to get from it? I was watching what's his name? Spawn Wave. Someone linked his podcast to me, and there was a reviewer called MVG on it, and he was rinsing the game, like really hating it, which is fine. He's entitled to his opinion on it. Yeah, and I was just like this, but I was like, he didn't even get to get knifey. I'm like, you've played it for less than an hour, and he's already resolutely hating on it, which is fine. He can reserve his judgment, I guess. But it kind of showed to me, I was like, wow, people are way too quick to perhaps judge the game, because a lot of the game starts when you get the knife. I mean, that's basic, man. You haven't even got the other weapons. I just got the time freeze weapon because I did the bounties in order, so I got the first 3 bounties, and I was like, oh wow, this is going to change a lot of the gameplay. It's so much fun. Look, reviews will always be subjective. I'm just glad that gamers are deciding for themselves what it is. I'm not saying discount Metacritic. I always use the Colteastwood formula, which is listen to your friends, look at Metacritic if you want, and your favorite reviewers that you align with, and then try it for yourself anyway, because ultimately, it's subjective. So I'm really happy for Squanch Games. I love Trover Save the Universe. I love Rick and Morty, and I love this. It's such a fun game. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. And I love that. So it's really good pacing. And a lot of people, I saw a lot of PlayStation guys churn this narrative out. Oh, it's because Xbox gamers are starved to death. That's why they're really going out of their way to propagate this one and Vampire Survivors. And it really annoyed me. I was like, well, explain the Steam numbers to me, because it's killing it on Steam. Overwhelmingly positive. Thousands of reviews. Like, come on. Let's not do that. Yes, there's an element of truth to that, but it's bringing this fun game to light. Sorry, I'm ranting on here. And Fonz is like, shut the
no, I haven't played it yet. So hearing everything that you have to say on it, it's interesting. I'm getting a lot of that from, friends like you and Colt and others that are playing the game that I talk to, and people like the game. And it's kind of shocking when you see OpenCritic, especially, it hovering around 69,
Yeah, it dropped a few.
You're like, wow, but
a perfect score for this game.
Are they lying about this game? No, they like the game. And the more I heard the more you play the game, the better it gets. So a lot of these reviewers, you hit the nail on the head, Gaz, and I've seen this with other games before. You could tell that there are some reviewers out there who don't play the full game, but they don't even scratch the surface of some of these games, and they score it. Yeah, that's just a bad practice, in my opinion.
That's a terrible way. I'm not saying MVG scored it, by the way, Fonz, but you had this point before, and I'm with Fonz there. Remember this Elden Ring fiasco?
Yeah,
you were there. You were at the forefront, and I agreed with you. I don't agree. I vehemently disagree that you can review a game without completing it, only because I understand where you may think, well, I got most of the gist, but I've had instances where my mates who have reviewed it was like, actually, that last bit just kind of took it down a notch. I'm like, start and end of a game are important. So yeah.
And also, I think the other aspect of this game especially is you have to look to the creators of this game and what they're about, you know.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to get the humor and stuff, or you're not going to align with that if you know going in what type of game this is and who's making it. You know, that's something you have to read the room, so to speak here.
I know.
It's crazy.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, no. And that's something going into a review. It's like somebody who hates JRPGs and they review a JRPG. It's not going to be
it's true.
A great review.
I've seen that before, but you're so spot on. People don't know what the scope of the game was. They didn't know who Squanch Games are. They didn't play Trevor Save the Universe. They didn't watch the trailer because all the humor was there. Some part of it's just like, okay, I get it. Like Eurogamer wrote a very scathing review and they said they hated the humor on it. And they said, don't buy this game. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Humor is very subjective. And whoever reviewed that game, I forgot his name. I'm like, me and you probably don't get on because my humor is really out there with Eric Andre and his Rick and Morty. So it's horses for courses. But really, look, people, I'm just glad people are enjoying it. It's on Game Pass, and people say it's Game Pass fodder, but like, you're really missing out if you're going to turn your nose up on this because it's not a AAA exclusive. Yes, they're important. I made a video today lambasting Phil Spencer and Xbox, but I will never bemoan Game Pass and what it means for gamers. And games like this are beautiful, like good distractions or just fun. They can have like simple fun, and irrespective of my
thank you for saying
absolute,
that. Not everything needs to be a really, really huge, story, really pushing some serious narrative. Some games can just be that fun.
Exactly.
And there are those games out there. So, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's important.
And this year, even on PlayStation, the best games that I've really enjoyed are the God of War is crazy. I love that. It's games like Sifu. Sifu was amazing. And Game Pass is basically carrying or keeping Xbox afloat right now. Scorn, people didn't like it, but I love the visual style. I haven't really gone back to it, but I will do. I'm playing this, and there's another game, Vampire Survivors. There's another one as well. There's a lot of variety there. It's just once you get these kind of games and your base AAA first-party exclusives, then you're on to a winner. Paris says, we know Gaz lambasted Phil Spencer because he's a PlayStation fan. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, I will. Phil Spencer's gonna be Paris Lily and Phil Spencer absolutely beating the crap out of me at E3 big in LA. But yeah, I'm transitioning into a pony. Yes, that's it. It's fine. Listen, just it's not about me. Shut up, Colt. This is your show. I mean, me and Fonzo be talking.
Yeah, I know. If you're getting an ad during the show, the stream keeps dropping and reconnecting like it did last week. I don't know why, but yeah, just refresh it, I guess. I don't know why it does this. This is the 82nd show, and I haven't had this problem for 80 episodes. So whatever it is, we'll get it figured out. But there might be a couple problems. Is this your
gameplay?
This is all my gameplay. These are all record that's from my gameplay. There's and I think I only have 20 some minutes of this footage, but there's a couple problems. One of them, and I could totally understand that a reviewer would start up and play for an hour of High on Life and go, oh my gosh, this humor is so immature. It's so pedestrian. It's so inappropriate. Partially because I think some reviewers see themselves as a fine cuisine. Like a review. The upper echelons of the gaming sphere and breaking the boundaries beyond blurring the lines between cinematic quality of a movie and a video game that is interactive with your phalanges. Some of that might be happening. The other problem is, Xbox games sometimes are so low profile. A game like High on Life, which Xbox didn't even market at all. Yeah, we've complained about marketing, but hey, we'll put out a tweet here or there. Oh, it'll be in the Game Pass announcement, so it'll be fine. You get 19 reviews total. I mean, yeah. And also, a journalist may not be compelled to review a game like High on Life because where's the SEO? Where's the click and the audience draw factor of the game? No one's talking about it. No one is going to go click your article. So are you going to sit there and put 12 hours into this game, write an article and a review and post it and hope that you get as many views as your article about Tom Holland hopefully being in the next Uncharted movie, right?
Yeah.
But the other part of that is right now we're hearing from games journalists and media personalities on social media, Cliffy B, Tom Henderson, a bunch of other people that are prominent on social media and in their articles saying, this game is a surprise hit. Why isn't anyone talking about it? It's like a cyclic problem, guys. Right, Fonz?
Yeah,
I should ask Fonz. Like this,
we're seeing more people talk about this game after the fact, after the reviews have come out. The 12 whole reviews. We're seeing more people talk about it now because a lot of people are kind of scratching their head. They're going, "What's going on?" This game is reviewed so badly, but I see greatness in it here and there.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to not every game needs to be this long drawn out story or some big epic written story. It can be just focus on fun. And I think that there should be this group of games or this type of game where their adult humor we should have these type of games is what I'm trying to say.
Let me
speak. But we don't have many games with adult humor like this. And I think you hit it on the head, Colt, when you're talking about these reviewers that some may feel above lowbrow humor, but at the end of the day, it's, this is stuff that we all can laugh at. I myself, I read books, and I don't consider myself the smartest man in the world, but I'm not above lowbrow humor. I'm not. I think it's funny. Some of it is hilarious to me. And,
well, I could see if I didn't think if you play this game, and you don't think that's funny, you're gonna go, "What's that?"
Laughing at me is different
all the time.
No, I mean, lowbrow humor is easier to execute generally in games as humor because generally humor or attempts at humor really miss the boat quite badly.
Saints Row.
Have Saints Row's really cheesy.
Need for Speed, Unbound's humor.
Oh yeah, and Forza Horizon 5. Even though the characters have these really funny quips
or their funny little quips, they just don't work. I'm like, let's just turn up the radio and the engine noises.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like, who thought this was actually endearing conversation? But
it's because. I mean, like God of War Ragnarok has some good writers, and it's mostly a serious game. And then when they throw in a joke, you're like, oh, that's really good, and it works. But when you have a team that's an excellent racing RPG team, and they try to throw in jokes, you're like, just stick to getting the cars feeling good because you're good at that. Look, Cliff Blazinski just said 2 hours ago, the original creator of Gears says he's mostly referring to Vampire Survivors, but it kind of goes in because he's also said yesterday, Gaz, that he really likes High on Life a lot. Yesterday he was singing its praises, but he says every time without fail AAA bloats to insane levels, game developer budgets, marketing, etc., and inevitably some random little indie game comes along and shows that, as the Bard said, the play's the thing. So
yeah, absolutely, he's right. Yeah, I've said this before. It's always the indies and smaller devs that will remind of the big guys where the spirit of in this game humor is at and not taking yourself too seriously. And look at the game, it's beautiful. I mean, I don't think the visuals get talked about right now. You've got this like the starting segment where it's like really pixelated.
The 16-bit thing was so cool. But go ahead.
Yeah, the 16-bit it was really good start to the game. I'm like,
I could have done 2 hours of that.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I could have enjoyed that for a while. I felt it was a bit brief. I'm like, oh man, I was enjoying that. But the actual visual fidelity of the game is actually really good. It's like in this game, you switch straight into cutscene mode, which is actually in game. Now you've got in-game segment here, and the gunplay, everything just looks really good. I wish you could increase the FOV a bit though, because it feels really claustrophobic.
Yeah. When the game launched, it ran really bad, and it was just a bug in the patch. They fixed it. Now it runs smooth. I wanted to tell Fonz, the gunplay is really good, and like you said, you hear it keeps getting better. You keep unlocking modifications and additional gear, so that when you go into combat, when you get toward the last few missions, you get to like say, okay, I'm going to do this, 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 and this when I go and attack enemies. Now I'm going to try doing this, 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 and this, kind of like you would do in like a Sunset Overdrive. Let me read some supers here because
I get some time off this weekend, and I finally am going to get to play some games again, and so that is definitely on my list. So.
Good. I want to hear how you take it, since I think you like the comedy. So Elemental Pio says with a super, I want an encore of Fonz and the Starfield that you did on your show yesterday.
Yeah. We'll see if we talk about Starfield later.
Drawn TJ, thank you so much for the super. He says, hey, what's up, Gaz? What do you think about these ponies in the Twitter streets?
Ponies, Xbox. Right now, I find both really stupid. I'm coming at it. I'm finding so... You've seen it on Twitter. People are, oh, we made you. We can break you. I said, who do you think you are?
Somebody did say that. Do you know where you came from? That's what they said.
Yeah, someone said, I bought your source hat. I'm going to sell it now. I said, bloody sell it. If you bought it on the basis that I was blind fanboy, you bought it under the wrong impression. Please sell it. I don't want you to have that hat. It's actually disgraceful. And there's so many people like that. So I'm seeing Xbox guys who are being almost as toxic. The thing is with the PlayStation guys, as toxic as they are, I will say this. At least PlayStation has delivered this year. And I will say, you know what? Let them beat their chest a bit, because the results are there. For the Xbox guys, constantly, we've had a whole generation of failure, man. Don't start making excuses. And then you come to attack me, I'm going to come at you so hard. Do you want me to go Team Blue fully? I'm never going to do that. But people think that. The fanboys on both sides are so black and white about this. You're this guy or you're this guy. You're this guy. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, well, like when I speak up and say I want them to do better with marketing, someone's like, come on, Cole, aren't they doing good enough? Let's leave them alone and give them some breathing room. I'm like, Xbox has like 8 games coming coming in 2023. 8 exclusives, and 3 or 4 of them are pretty big, so it'll be a different year. Drawn TJ has another one. He says, the Avatar game was awesome. Yes, it was. I beat that game 3 times, and it was a real looker back then. It was really nice looking. Target Johnny, thank you for the super. He says, too bad Ubisoft with its 20,000 developers isn't as good as PlayStation, right, Gaz? They could actually release games instead of excuses. Gosh, Hargy. That was really messy. So, Selfish Burrito says, let us compete. Johnny Quezada with a message from the channel membership board says, feels like reviewers are out of touch with games. Maybe they should try trading NFT cards for $99 with watermarked photos. Oh, hey, and today's thumbnail is brought to you by Midjourney. Created that with Midjourney.
That's beautiful. It's awesome. A beautiful thing. So well done. I know you edited it to add multiple, but beautiful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I put like 4 pieces together to get what I wanted, but Danny Passion Official is super messy. Thank you for the super. He says, Colt Gaz is a secret pony. Fawn's in the house with a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you're going to have a good time tonight. We've got quite a few things to talk about today.
Smash it.
Smash it.
Smash it.
You baby Farva, thank you so much for the $10 super. He says, Gaz, your video today was very important for people to hear. While it may have Xbox cultists up in arms, no pun intended, Xbox fans who want to see them do better by holding their feet to the fire appreciate you. He's got this.
I call them cultists. That's what I call them.
Cultists. No, I appreciate you, baby father. That's very nice of you. Didn't need to super chat that, but that means a lot. Thank you so much, man. And I'll keep doing it. And it doesn't matter. If that means I'll never get any press interviews or Phil Spencer will not breastfeed me, that's fine. That's my loss. I will still keep doing it because that's just the way it should be. I'm surprised that more people don't do it. Why?
We'll have to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, listen.
We're very honest in this situation. We've said enough on it. Like it's ran that topic into the ground. We know what they need to do, but they need to do better. That's all.
a lot better. I'm so sick and tired of the talk as well. Like, I don't want Phil Spencer to open his mouth or Aaron Greenberg unless it is event tomorrow. Watch the games. That's what it should be.
And that announcement should already be out. They should already said, "Hey, sorry, we didn't make the VGAs. We have something real soon. We have an event early 2023."
Yeah. I don't want to hear real soon. I want to hear month. I want to hear date.
I do.
I don't want to hear real soon.
Bro, they have 6 months after their E3 showcase. They said they have 12-month thing. We haven't even. They've got till June to reveal Starfield, Redfall, and Forza. We haven't got a single release.
You know what Tim Dog and I like to tell people? They didn't cancel these games to play devil's advocate. Like, people act like we do get bent out of shape. The three of us have been bent out of shape on it. And then Tim's like calls me and goes, Colt. Love it. Just love it, Colt. He goes, Colt. I'm like, yeah. He goes, did they cancel those games? I go, no. He goes, then relax. The games are coming, Colt. You're going to be swimming in games. I love Tim so much.
It's funny because we were talking yesterday, Rand and I, on my show. I had Rand Althorn 18. If you didn't catch the show. We were talking about the games that are coming and stuff. Yes, we've got some first-party games, but man, is there a bunch of third-party bangers coming to Game Pass next year? Great games. I mean, some awesome stuff that I can't wait to play. Wolong, Atomic Heart, Lies of P.
Yep.
All freaking bangers, man.
The only problem, Fonz, is Xbox has to make room for those big Game Pass releases with their own first party. So I hope they. I think
next year. I think they may do it next year for us, since this year was so bad, and I hope they do.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Phil, please give us all those games and more, because we deserve it as gamers and Game Pass subscribers. We deserve to have a great 2023. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited for some of that stuff.
I mean, the year's already packed, right, Fonz? Even without the Game Pass stuff. Flame with the $5 says, this is for Gaz. I hope you can afford some hay. Gosh dang it, they're being so mean to you. He says hay to keep himself calm through 2023. Now that he's a pony, kidding. Love you guys. Happy holidays. And yes, very much happy holidays. Oh, before I get into the big topic, I wanted to ask you guys, since we all come from different backgrounds. But I'll start with Gaz, because Gaz, what is a memorable, exciting holiday gift that you've got at some point in your life? Like, do you guys do gift exchanges, or do your mom and dad buy you gifts when you're a kid around this time of year?
Well, Christmas?
Yeah.
We didn't celebrate Christmas. My dad used to get a Christmas tree.
Or did your dad walk in and go, hey, Gaz, you're fat, and then walk out of the room?
That's exactly how he talks to me, by the way. Literally, Colt is sharing a real story. I was going to a black tie event, and I went out, and my dad goes, you're fat. I'm like, thanks, Dad. That's what I need to hear after going to a black tie event looking all suited. I thought, I've got my tuxedo, I'm looking smart. My dad goes, you're fat. Thanks, Dad. And then my dad looks like Saddam Hussein, so it hurts even more, because it's like a dictator telling you.
Was he in the crawl space of the basement, and he lifted up the thing and goes, hey, guys, you're fat.
Yeah, pretty much.
So tell us real quick, what's like a big memorable moment, like a gift that you got growing up that like we got you super like big smile?
It was the PlayStation 1.
Okay, well, it's time for a new co-host. Oh my gosh. Oh my days. So what year was this? Was this when it was like pretty new?
When it first came out, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you were like...
It was the nicest thing my dad bought. I bought the Xbox with my own money. I saved my little pocket money I saved up. But my dad surprised me by getting me a PS1. It was in Dubai airport. My dad was just like, here you go. We were moving to England from Pakistan, actually. Mm-hmm. My dad just gave me that present. I was like a Christmas present. I was like, oh man, what? And yeah, Chat's like, Gaz is a pony confirmed. I'm not
I feel so
helping
betrayed.
myself.
I love it. Chat is so awesome. Okay, Fonz, do you have a memorable, like, standout Christmas gift or holiday gift that you got?
Yeah.
That?
Oh yeah, and I talked about this on my show yesterday, actually, and it was 1987. I remember exactly what I got. We usually open Christmas presents Christmas Eve. It was my dad's Filipino, so we always opened Christmas Eve midnight. We stay up, we open gifts, and then we go to bed sometime 3-4 a.m. But the next morning when I got up, that night, actually, I was excited to get a G.I. Joe Walkman.
Okay.
G.I. Joe Walkman, 1987. And I loved it. I was happy. I was content. Woke up the next day.
I was thinking in my head,
a cassette tape Walkman.
Oh, okay, a Walkman. Okay, with G.I. Joe branded on it? Okay, I was thinking walkie-talkies when you said that.
Oh,
okay.
No. A Walkman.
A tape Walkman. Okay. Yeah. We got to help out the Gen Y and Gen
what
Z.
happened the next day?
Okay, so I was
a portable cassette player that comes with headphones.
So
cassette being not a CD.
They're like, what's a cassette? Anyways, so the next morning, and I shared this, and I'll share it here. I'll share it in my little window here.
Let's do it.
Embarrassing what I'm wearing. I don't know. My chunky, butt got an NES that year, T87. There it is. There it is.
Wait, did you get the G.I. Joe Walkman or not?
I did that night, but I was content with that. The next morning, I was surprised with an NES.
Oh my gosh!
What was that clip? Is that you?
That was
me.
My
gosh! I wasn't watching.
No way!
Yep.
No way!
And yeah.
Did you use part of this in your intro way back in the day?
I don't know. I did use this as an intro, part of my intro for a little bit.
So cool.
But anyway,
it's
crazy that my dad had documented so much from like 1980. Oh, it goes back to the 70s. He filmed.
That is so cool.
Oh,
that's you in white, right?
Unfortunately, yes. That is me with the wedgie pants up my crack and the small tiny T-shirt. The man.
It's like it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You're on crack cocaine as a kid. You're so excited.
It's amazing.
I was happy though. I was excited to get it.
That is so cool to see that, man. I expect there to be a wipe, and then Bob Saget comes out and goes, "Next on America's Funniest Home Videos."
Yeah, it was cool to have that. And I had recently started going through old tapes and stuff, and I found that, and I was like, I love having this because this is a memory I had of Christmas, of all the Christmases. And I'm not even a big Nintendo fan nowadays, but back then, NES was special. That console was the console to own for so many years. And then, of course, we had the Genesis, the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Those were amazing. But the NES, that was just the one to have.
Yeah, we didn't get an NES till probably 88. It might have been 89, but I remember the morning I asked my mom for a Nintendo game, and she surprised me with Blaster Master. Now, if you go way back, that was a really cool game from like Sunsoft. It was a side-scrolling tank with a cannon, and then when you went indoors, it was a third-person like isometric shooter. It was a really cool game. But my Christmas story doesn't have to do with video games. It was like a couple of years before. My brother and I, who were really close in age, we shared a room, and we used to always try to sneak out past my parents' room to go down the hall to see if Santa left the presents. Because what my parents would do is we would open up everything on Christmas Eve that was under the tree. And then in the morning, all of the presents from Santa were just sitting on the mantle of the fireplace, like not wrapped, just in the box from the store, right? So we were always super excited. And so my brother kept trying to sneak out down the hallway, and my mom and dad were in their bedroom right across from us. My dad would go, "Get back in bed," over and over. And I would send my brother, I'm like, "You got to go out there. You got to go out there." And so it was like 1 a.m, and we just kept trying to sneak out. My dad kept going, "If one of you gets out of bed again, there's no Christmas tomorrow." And my brother goes, I got to pee. And I'm like, "Well, you can't go out there. You're going to cancel Christmas." So he goes into the closet where he has his cowboy boots. Oh, no. And he pees into his cowboy boots. Oh, no. And then we go back in bed, and he's waiting a little while. He waits till about 2 a.m, And he's like, I'm going to make a break for it. So he crawls like G.I. Joe down the hallway, gets up and he says he sees this shiny things, and he runs in there. And my dad had bought us 2 matching BMX bikes that were like chrome with blue stripes and everything. My brother ran in there and saw like the shine and ran and got tangled up in the bike. My dad's like, gosh dang it. And Christmas started at like 2:30 in the morning that day. It was great. I love Christmas. But now it's for the kids.
Too. Yeah, I love it for my kids.
We now.
Waking me up though at 5 a.m. That's rough. Like they wanted to start right away. It's like, let's do it, Dad. Yeah, great
now my
times,
kids
man. A lot of people are calling it the Grandpa Podcast because we're talking about having Christmas in the 80s. Yeah.
Let's move forward. See, Elemental Peels really wants you to do the Starfield thing. He says, can Fonz do the Starfield verbal commercial treatment for High on Life?
We're going to talk about Starfield. It's a game about exploration where you can build your custom ship, customize it, put little rainbows on it, do what you will. It matters not. Travel to distant galaxies far away. Land on unknown planets. Make them your own. Build a base. Build your colony. Defend that settlement. Fight with the mightiest of weaponry. Defeat your enemies. Loot your enemies. Become the defender of humanity. Starfield.
Defile your enemies.
Of Bethesda. Consume you. The power of Bethesda compels you. Starfield!
76 Metacritic.
Great ending.
I thought you were going to say, get it at your local KB Toy Stores.
Right now.
I'm watching Gaz have a
I know, I was watching it. It was great. I loved it. It seemed like it was a trailer from like the 60s, and his face was just epic in the theater. Ah!
It was like that one scene in Space Odyssey when he's going through like the freaking wormhole.
Oh man!
And then to cap it off with a 76 on Metacritic. Get it only on Game Pass.
Somebody said, and hope your save doesn't get corrupted. That's funny. I have not had that happen in a Bethesda game yet for me personally.
Well, that's one good thing. 78
many hours.
I also have 100 saves on a single playthrough because I just save every time like 20 or 30 minutes goes by. Dude, I'm dying after that. It's so good. Space Dovakin, thank you so much for the super. He says Xbox needs to start recognizing and rewarding its mega hits inside Game Pass. Not easy climbing to the #1 spot. Congrats to the devs. Yeah, I mean, what else were you going to play? But High on Life is so good. I'll read one more and we'll move forward. Dead Planet says, I'm asking a lot, but screw it. A nice surprise for Xbox fans is overdue. So here's a wish. Perfect Dark Christmas 2023. It's apparently going well. Well, we'll see. We're actually going to talk about that. Let's get into the first thing. Well, we'll finish High on Life by saying this, guys. Tom Henderson said, why do you need exclusives for Xbox when you just have great games on Game Pass? And boy, you didn't take to that too kindly.
Oh my God.
Do you remember this tweet?
Tom Henderson's views may never represent those of sane human beings or actual Xbox fans.
Well, he said more. He's like, why have these high clip, expensive exclusives when you can just have High on Life, basically?
First of all, you got Brad Smith literally on Bloomberg saying why it's important to have exclusives. Phil Spencer comes out and says why it's important to have exclusives. They're literally...
oh my God.
Read what Red Wolf's chat.
Starfield code. Xbox.
Red Wolf.
Someone's trying to claim that right now. Wait a minute.
For anybody who's listening, audio only on demand, my good friend Red Wolf put out a $2 super chat that said Starfield code. And he has the code, but the code actually says Xbox has no games in like elite speak or whatever. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Well, you've just got a $50 super chat, so you might want to read that. And $100 super chat. What the fuck?
Okay, I'll read those, and I gotta go. I gotta go back. Red Bull's got me dying right now. The 50 from Russell Coaster. Thank you so much for this super. He says, it's in a blazing pink. It's awesome. Question: what do you think the chances of them stealth dropping a Redfall or Starfield at the upcoming event are? Which one could it be? Why haven't they announced it officially? They may be waiting on the dev team to confirm it's good to go. If you mean stealth drop as in Redfall, here's a trailer. It's out now. What do you guys think the chance of that happening at the January event?
Redfall, they're desperate. They need to squeeze out the marketing. Although Microsoft is so bad at marketing, they might actually do that. So with Redfall, actually, it would make sense. Zero chance of that happening, I think. Just they need to market
especially for Starfield.
But Starfield, definitely.
They did it with Bleeding Edge. Like, they dropped the open beta.
Passion project.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Bleeding Edge is not even on the same level. I mean, that's a passion project of, like, a handful of people.
Hoping Redfall
I know this is an
like
online
Bleeding
game.
Edge.
What's that?
Redfall's not like Bleeding Edge.
Oh, no. And I know that Vons has his concerns about Redfall, but, you know, this is Redfall's first big multiplayer game. It's multiplayer. It's cooperative. It's not like Back 4 Blood. In fact, nothing has shown us mowing down hordes of just faceless vampires. Like, that's my only problem with games like playing a game like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood right now, Gas, is that a lot of the time you're just like
yeah.
No, there's actually a campaign to Redfall. There's a story. You can play through it single player if you'd like. So I
think Redfall will be very different. A lot of people think it's like that, but it's an open world. It's going to have more, you've got combat abilities, freezing them, and you've got the umbrella chick, and you've got dropping multiplayer as well. It's not Back 4 Blood. It seems to be a lot more than that. And mechanically it looks quite sound as well. Not saying that Back 4 Blood wasn't mechanically sound, but there seemed to be more to it. So I'm expecting more from Back 4 Blood. It looked really good. Everything looks like I don't want to overhype it. Could be like a low 80s, mid 80s meta score game, which is okay for the kind of game it is. It's more to have fun with your friends, drop in and out, or single player. Starfield cannot be that. Starfield needs to be big banger, because that's Microsoft's best chance of scoring high on meta. That isn't a racing game. So
it's also their kickoff for 2023. It's their kickoff for we're no longer in cross-gen. Here's the actual games for the studios that we bought. I think Redfall is really the first exclusive release, isn't it?
Oh my god!
Because Psychonauts was a multi-plat.
And it was cross-gen. That's their first next-gen game? No, really?
It's their first from acquired studios, first new IP, first not cross-gen, first not multi-plat, first not contractual. Right? Yeah, we're supposed.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
He's gonna drop a 69 meta.
Yeah, Hargy Johnny, thank you so much for the huge $100 super chat. You don't have to do that. Merry Christmas and happy holidays and everything that goes along with that.
Hargy's
everything
fantastic.
That's assumed to be and what will be and what won't be and what has to be and I see you, Jake Sully. I see you. Happy holidays, happy New Year. Hoping for a better 2023 for Xbox.
$100. One of the most generous people in the space. Obviously, one of the most richest people as well. But shout out to Hoggy. Flex it. And always very, very generous.
I mean, not a lot of people know that Hargy has been embezzling my money for a long time. That's why he's able to put it back into what we're doing here on the channel. Tom Henderson's take. That's kind of weird. So there was this new news. This is kind of a really hot one, Fonz. Extracted out of the FTC discussion was Xbox admitting that one of their big new AAA returning franchises is going to take them a decade to complete. Did you read this?
Yes.
Where's your guesses?
We kind of speculated on that, and we were just being goofy, and we're like, yeah, probably Fable. How long has that been in production, and how long is that going to take? Well, especially when we've heard about the stuff going on with Playground Games and trying to use a certain engine and trying to deviate from that now and things right. Fun. We know this, Gaz. Have we heard this before? No, that could be the one. Could be Fable. If it takes a decade to make, and it's already been in production for how long?
2018 is when they. I'm working on a video that I'll try. It's going to take a lot of work.
I mean, Perfect Dark, I think, is going to come a lot sooner, honestly, because I think we've got Tried and True working on that with Crystal Dynamics. They're working on it.
Crystal D.
Crystal D sounded like a drug or something.
Or it sounds like a music act that's about to follow the Fly Girls on In Living Color. And now, Crystal D.
Gentlemen, Crystal D.
Everybody.
No, but Crystal Dynamics is working on that, and I think that'll be out way sooner than Fable.
Okay, Gaz,
Fable's going to be a while.
We talked about the Fable thing. That's also on this topic of a discussion, but Fable was supposedly started in 2018, but the St. Albans House studio for Playground did not establish until 2019. So is it really a thing where they think the Fable is going to try and hit it around 2028?
2028.
10 years, dude.
Hoggy formula times 2. Good luck, bro. Good luck. That's not, if that's the case, then that's there's no way. There's no way. If that's the case, God, what do we say to that?
Okay, so if it's not Fable though, and they're talking about a 12-year, cycle for a franchise, what would it be then? If it's not Fable,
a 10-year, a decade, they said. Yeah, 10 years.
10 years.
So
what would it be?
You said Perfect Dark, which got when we were talking about that earlier today. Perfect Dark was the one that came to me before Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the chat's like, who believes that 2028? I know, I'm with you. I think we're all with you. Like 2028, seriously, like
seems
that's
too long.
That could be possibly when they reveal Fallout 5. That's how far away that is. Because I talked about
is
how
it like
Phil said
two
he
guys
wants to,
working on a big game for 10 years. I mean, like,
let's talk about Fable for a minute, Gaz. You kind of lead this because you said something a while ago, and you were like, you tried to pour cold water over it so you wouldn't look like you're a fake wannabe insider. But there's news recently about Fable and the engine. Did you read about that from the media?
Yeah, of course I did, because I wanted to tell everyone. What did I say? Look, all I said was I heard it from a friend that they were having troubles with the engine, and Jez Corden, Windows Central, has confirmed that. That's my information was old. Whenever the show was 6 months ago,
it was back when. Yeah, it was back when Sniper Elite 5 was out.
Yeah, on X1C.
Whenever that was.
How big those problems are, whether they resolved it. I was surprised that Jez reported on it again, and that's still possibly a problem. There's a massive bureaucracy problem where Microsoft are mandating that they use what's the engine called? Forza Tech. And the others wanted to use Unreal, and I don't look. My information was I'm literally told by someone, and now that's come out. I'm not going to be here like I told you so, because that's all I know is through hearsay. But if that's the case, that's really bad, because that could be a potential black mark against Playground Games, their first one since they've been on it. I have so much faith in the studio. They have an incredible track record, and I think they deserve the benefit of the doubt. I think they do. It's just that when Matt Booty comes out and says, well, it looks really good, but the team won't let me show it. I'm like, okay, show us. Then I will have a thingy. But Playground Games, Turn 10, those two deserve massive benefit of the doubt. Their track record is impeccable. So I'm just going to sit there and think, okay, I have confidence in these two studios. I'm just a bit worried about this whole shakeup and post-acquisition and what that means. But it could be good. If anyone can deliver, it's Playground Games. So I don't know any other information about it. I hope it's not years away, because if it's to start in 2018, 1922 should be out next year, or maybe say 2024. I'm expecting 2024, really, because I think of Starfield, Redfall, you've got massive RPG anyway with Starfield. You've got a racer and you've got a shooter. You just need one more different type of game. I think one more exclusive because these are delayed games.
I think Jez Corden's going to have to cover his own, his own comment, because much of what he said in this statement, whose show was I on? I was on Xbox Era on Saturday. We talked about this. When Jez made his statement on the Xbox 2 podcast about the engine, he said Microsoft, I don't have it anymore in front of me. Microsoft has a requirement to use their engines instead of using engines like Unreal, which has caused contractors that they hire to leave mid-project and delay what they're working on, which actually really points to Jez discussing, because he says like 343. So much of that comment is about what happened to Halo, not so much Forza or Forza Tech with Fable, because Fonz, this is a situation where Halo was a mess because of Slipstream and all the contractors that they hire, and Microsoft has this, hire contractors and then you can get rid of them when the project's done. But all of these people at Playground know the Forza Tech engine, but they're hiring people in mass who probably came from a college or a job where they're the masters of Unreal, and now they're like told, Forza Tech's a lot like Unreal Engine, but you're going to have to learn the different things and figure out how to make it work. Have you looked into that problem?
No, I haven't looked into anything like that. I'm not a big tech guy like that, but even outside looking in, you can see where that would be a problem for somebody who doesn't know the tech. I mean, every engine's different. We know this, and we've seen problems with certain engines out there. No names, But
let me ask you this, Fonz. What's the program you use to produce videos when you sit down to edit and make a production video?
Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut.
That's what I use. Yeah.
Now, if I said, "Hey, I need you to make your next 2 videos in Adobe Premiere," but I think you've used it before, right?
No.
Okay.
Haven't.
So if I asked you and I said, "Hey, I need you to,"
yeah,
you're like, "I need to make 2 videos in the next 2 weeks," and I say, "Fonz, I need you to do it in Adobe Premiere Pro. If you have any questions, just ask me." You'd feel
There's
like
a learning curve.
Yeah, learning curve, and stuff might take longer. I think that's. I mean, if you've ever looked at Unreal Engine, right? Gaz, you look at the Unreal Engine UI, it's like got boxes with little connectors and you move things and you have to learn your way around it. I think a lot of engines probably use some similar things. And it's just that situation, because I told a story on that podcast the other day about how I was an AutoCAD master as a CAD drafter. And when I got my first real career job where I'm now, they're like, "Oh, we use MicroStation." And I'm like, "Oh crap, I took 1/4 of that," and we all hated the program. And so when I started my job, I was like, and that's going to cause problems. You could do it. I mean, you can ask the person next to you. You start to learn, but all those quick things you used to be able to do, all the magic's gone.
Yep.
So, magic's gone. Delay. Unreal Engine is being really like pushed across and adopted by a multitude of studios to the point where CD Projekt Red have got rid of their in-house Red Engine and wholly reliant on Unreal Engine for all their projects, all of them.
That's crazy.
Quite crazily announced their roadmap of like 5-6 games, very transparent. All of them running on Unreal Engine, and it's insane. So it's going to always be a battle now, because Unreal Engine is coming very powerful UE5, very powerful. And the struggle is, how do you reconcile that with in-house engines, talent that you're trying to grow in your studio, you're building a talent, and then they have to acclimatize, you're getting pressure to deliver games, more delays. In-house engine, with Starfield, that got delayed, and the engine, I'm sure, is a reason for it. So it's not.
They know what they're doing with that engine. They just have to really stretch their legs to make it feel, much more advanced than Fallout 4, and that probably takes a lot of time.
We've lost. We've gained.
We lost Fonz. He'll come back. So yeah, when somebody drops camera or something, the overlay will be kind of messed up for a minute, but then it'll be back just like that.
Yeah.
So ASAP Gaming, thank you so much for the super. Says, what happened to Hot Wheels Unleashed coming to Game Pass December 15th? I don't know. Like, I've heard it's been off and on, and they promised the full edition, then the base edition came in. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what they're doing. Some wires got crossed. Kung Fu Hot Dog with the 2 pounds says, Merry Christmas, fine gents. Love you all. Kung Fu Hot Dog, thanks for being here, bro.
Kung Fu Hot Dog. I love that name.
I do
Yeah.
too. Yeah, it's
He was on your
also
phone.
it also used to be your screen name on AOL, right, Gaz?
AOL. I didn't have AOL.
Oh man.
Never-
Udana
I-
Gizada
MIL.
leaves a super, says hearts and minds are changing on the chat. Folks are switching. Team Gaz, Team Paris. Kumbaya, my lord. Hashtag the sauce.
Thanks for that.
And like an age ago, Hargi Chani dropped a code for Resident Evil Village, Need for Speed Unbound, which is pretty good. Don't buy it unless it's $30 or cheaper. Gotham Knights code as well. And these are all worldwide codes. Gotham Knights is so good. But dang it, on console, it's a little iffy. Fonts and I
Jeez,
love it.
man. Shout out to Hoggy, who can give game codes away. If he was on PlayStation, you can't sell codes because
You can't just
they
give a
don't allow-
code number out?
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
they're
you
just
can.
aren't they just a happy village full of
Well, you can't-
singing elves over there?
No, you
Well,
can
you can't
give out.
buy them. You can't buy them from third-party vendors. You can get
Yeah.
the codes
Oh,
out
okay.
retail.
Yeah,
You,
that's-
you can sell the cards or the codes for the money to put into the PlayStation Store, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for my slander. Sir X-Men, thank you for the super. Says, at 12, I got an Atari 2600 in 1977. Yes, I am that old. And just do the math. But Sir X-Men
Welcome.
says how old he is. That's, I remember playing on the Atari in 1987. So it was like
For
10
me, it
years
was
old. And I'm
82
like,
for me. Yeah.
yeah, because I used to stay the night at my friend's house, and his mom was a nurse, so she's like, "Bye, guys. Here's your dinner. I'm going to work." And she was a nurse, and so we just for hours and hours. Cubini Gaming, thank you for the super. Says, "High on Life, Metacritic is 63 reviews based on 23 critics." This is a great point. He says the review user score is an 8.3, which is, Vaughn, you're gonna like this. The user score is higher than Horizon Forbidden West user score. On High
I
Life.
wonder why.
Yeah.
That's because both games, they don't shut up, Fonz.
Yeah. Well, one game is very dry, while the other one is humorous. Go figure.
Yeah, thank you. He says, generally favorable reviews based on 319 ratings. Not a lot of user ratings, 319. I think Horizon Forbidden West has like 3,000 user ratings. But the fans seem to love it. Yeah, and that's really been the big difference. Let's see what we got here. I think we're almost caught up here. Adidas 20 gave a $5 super chat to say, Gaz, with his crap gamer video today. How dare he say Microsoft playing victim when Sony's been crying since January? Sony blocks games from who?
This guy has been crying in my comment section. He's been crying on WBG's podcast because Gad did say Xbox was playing the victim. He sounded like a CMA employee. All the backdoor deals Sony have done, blah, blah. Xbox, do yourself a favor. Never listen to this guy because this guy will gargle whatever fluids you throw his way.
Yes!
No. People like him are the reason why Xbox will suck because they will bend over backwards and accept everything. Absolutely everything. Did you watch the video? Crap gamer video. Microsoft's the victim. Yes, it is. Oh, Sony's making it smaller. It's $1 trillion company. What's their excuse for not delivering?
Adidas is right,
they're all
though.
in
They're
on gaming
both,
now.
but they're both playing
Absolutely.
the victim.
I literally said that in the video, though.
I know
I
you
said
did.
that exactly. But people like him have selective hearing. And I have zero tolerance for people like that who literally don't have the intellectual capacity to actually have the patience to listen to actually everything I was saying. So, like, he can cry all he wants, but he's the problem. Xbox, don't listen to that guy. Boot him out. Or he's the kind of guy who's going to prostrate to your Xbox logo on the floor and excuse every single bullshit Metacritic game, all this nonsense. Oh, forget Game Pass is saving us. I don't have time for people like that. People like that are the reason why Xbox sucks. And they're the reasons why they bought the Xbox One VCR, told everyone it's great. That's it. DRM for life. Waste of time. People like that, waste
you're
of
not
time.
lying, Gaz.
X don't give it to you, yeah? Yeah, waste of time. These people, for once, you should be grateful. You should be kissing my feet and say, at least someone has the freaking balls to say what he wants, despite the fact that 90% of my sub base is Xbox fan base, and I can still say it. Why? Because I don't give a shit about my subscribers. I give a damn about being real on the show. So yeah, if Xbox has no games in 2023, no AAA games, and you're still there gargling, what is your issue? You're the reason.
No games in 2023, sir.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. It's stupid. I have no time for these excuses. And they say, you're a pony now. Bro, it's literally just calling them out. 3 videos and you started crying like that? Okay, brace yourself or what I'm going to do next.
I don't think you're going to get to do anything next because I think things are going to finally start kicking up. I just hate this. Well, Sony does this, but I also hate the, Microsoft has to lay low because if this deal doesn't go through, they're screwed. Oh, I almost wish this deal would just get chopped and done. And I'm tired of talking about it.
I'm tired of the deal, but Microsoft thought they had the appetite to do it. Fair enough. They were bold enough to do it, but it's on them to make it happen. And if they fail with that, massive failure, I still think it will essentially go through. It's still 50-50 in many ways, but I think Xbox are resolute in making it go through, but it will cause a delay. What does that mean for what they're doing now? Well, what are they going to do now in this space now?
All this crap that we've been talking about for weeks. And Xbox cannot afford to sit there and play it safe. They are 8 years behind in this space. They need to show the games. They need to push the games. They need to market. They need to throw big head stickers up on the on the subway walls. Like, what are you doing? Microsoft is the biggest company, one of the biggest companies in the world. Act like it. You've got a great set of studios. You've got all these games in the work. Start acting like you're a power and a force to be reckoned with in the space. You've got the best service in gaming that's just on its way into the trajectory. Act like it. Start getting excited about these games. Get your shareholders and your fans and everybody else excited about what's going on. I'm tired of the excuses. Tired of being told wait. Tired of being told just wait for E3. Like, I'm tired of the tweets like, we'll see you in 2023, you schmucks.
How many years have we said that? Phil Spencer's front row at the Game Awards looking annoyed, and he has nothing to say, and there's hardly anything to show. No Game Awards after Sony. That is just not tenable. For 2 years, you're talking about Xbox is going to have so many games and so many events. And then when all of it will go delayed because you put all your eggs in the Starfield and Redfall basket, What does that mean? At least hold them to the fire. All this can change. They can have an event. They will listen to... Xbox has has admitted that it listens to its fan base. When you hold their feet to the fire, they will react. So when Ryan McCaffrey is holding their feet to the fire and saying you're doing bad with exclusives, show something.
He was so rude in that too. He had a really great
scathing.
Him and Jez both did.
I've personally heard from a couple of people at Xbox. I'm not going to say their names, but they're prominent people, and they appreciate the honesty.
Yep.
They appreciate the honesty, and
I know exactly who Fonz is talking about.
Yeah, and you get kind of like shocked, like, this person's listening to me, but if I was at a company and I was trying to look at how the brand was being looked at by the gamers and stuff, I would definitely want to tune in and listen to what others have to say about it. Not just the kumbaya folks, not just the, hey, everything's good here, sunshine and rainbows. You want to hear the criticism because there's some truth to some of the criticism. And what you're saying, Gaz, what you're saying, Colt, I'm in 100% agreement with you guys on this stuff. We've talked about it to death. But I feel like, we really pushed it so much, and it's like, at this point, we're kind of just wasting air because we're not really, nothing's going to change right now. The window is gone. The window of time where at the Game Awards, they didn't show anything. They should have announced right after, hey, we have a show. This is the date.
That's past. You're right.
It's
well, let me move forward because Blaze 4K puts 2 supers. He says, what a great Xbox show. And he says, Skaz, speaking facts, Gaz, keep it real. So we appreciate Blaze, who is a PlayStation content creator, and PlayStation guys who are nice enough, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not jerks. Like people like Blaze who are like, hey,
These good people.
we just want better from the whole industry as a whole. And when Xbox is kicking butt, PlayStation is going to keep kicking butt. And I felt like Phil didn't even want to be at that darn show. And you know what? If I was in his position, I wouldn't want to go either.
Well,
I got to fly to LA. We got nothing but party animals. But I'm going to move forward because we did this all last week. I did it with Fonz on his show. Gaz and I were like, blah, 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 blah. But there is a lot of cool stuff to look forward to. Cloaked Onyx with the $10 says, about the delay. If that happens, Fable will be the new Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 went through an engine switch from Luminous, which is the Final Fantasy 15 engine, he says, to Unreal Engine 4. Everything had to be remade to make Kingdom Hearts 3. I think they're going to stay with the engine. It's just a lot of extra work, and gosh dang it better not be 10 years. Mike with the Canadian 5 says these developers will be competent enough to learn a new engine. It comes with a job. You can't be a developer and expect to only work on Unreal. That is facts. That is absolutely facts. Because when I said the thing about college, I took 1/4 of MicroStation and I took like 6/4 of mostly AutoCAD. But you are expected to know your craft when you go into a trade job like that. So, Mike, thank you for that. Red Wolf says, breaking news, Xbox set to acquire Hargeet Chani. Yes, Phil, please buy Hargeet Chani. And then he'll get you guys to make games in 3 years instead of 6. This is XZ Podcast with Colteastwood, and I'm here with Gaz from Game On Daily and the Go Live fame, and also Jay Fonzarelli of Games Talk Live and his Fonz Gaming?
Fonz Gaming, yeah.
Fonz Gaming. He's rebranded a couple times.
Yeah, thanks for saying Jay Fonzarelli as well, because that is definitely something I'm pushing more of as well. Is I don't get it out there much, about Jay Fonzarelli, my name, because I'm doing more outside of this, thing.
Yes, you're doing voice act. You're on IMDb. So. Did you guys know that Fonz is on IMDb for voice acting work he did on a game?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just a small game. I've talked about it before.
I don't care.
It's amazing.
I don't care. It's amazing, dude. Yeah, I'm not on IMDb. Are you on there, Gaz?
I'm on OnlyFans.
Shout out to Fonz, man.
All right. So
everybody in the chat, just give Fonz a congrats, man. Silent Cypher with a $50 super.
Thank you.
Yes. Silent Cypher with a $50 super.
Sorry, Silent Cypher's like, this keeps interrupting the super chat.
Silent Cypher. He says, happy holidays to the three of you awesome gentlemen. Love the constant content from your channels. Be safe. Hope you find lots of time for gaming over the break. Oh, and happy birthday, Gaz. Have a great one.
Thank you. On my birthday, but thank you.
Thank you for the 50, Silent Cypher. Okay, let me get back to
what covered a synthesizer. What are you playing?
It's a guitar.
Oh, okay.
So now we were talking about delays. Did you guys hear that Diablo IV is reportedly in development hell? Gaz, I want to start with you on this. This is a recent break, and I'll have Fonz help you out on this if this is news to you. Fonz, help him out.
To me? What? No, not Diablo IV.
I heard about this, and it really makes me sad. I'm disappointed. I'm really wondering. Yeah, well, pretty much.
It's being reported. What did they say?
Developers are saying that they are this June 6th release date that they got going on. They might, if to get to this date, they're saying they would have to crunch a hell of a lot and cut content. Cut content as well. The game has also went through several revisions apparently for the story and stuff. So it hasn't been smooth up until this point either.
See, this is why Microsoft need to buy ABK because
it's their fault because they're trying to buy him. So now
Microsoft needs to buy ABK so they can take the game even longer.
No.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, we gotta fit it on that Series S. Oh darn!
No, but the studio ABK Blizzard need help. They need help.
They Blizzard. Well, they've been having problems for a while, and there's also some allegations of the really bad type that has been going around surrounding this. There's a new one though.
I got to get good and drunk for this next topic.
Really bad. Yeah. It's
really bad. That studio is messed.
So I don't know what is going to happen to this game, but it might not make that June 6th release date, guys. and you know,
this
if
is
it
me
doesn't
when they start
delay
talking
the
about
game,
delays
I'm good with it,
for Game Pass and Xbox.
I think so. Exactly, bro. I bet you Phil Spencer secretly is like okay with the delay. Like, please delay it because then they can get it on Game Pass. That'd be huge. Because the
It's not going to
FTC
be
hearing
delayed
in
that
August.
long. They're hoping to get August. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But
Just
to
get
say
it-
that they might have to cut content as well, that's a bad thing, man.
That's bad. That's really bad. I think that studio has struggled with Overwatch. Then you've got Diablo with Diablo 3 online. The thing tanked when it launched.
I
This is
also
going to
heard
be way bigger.
some groups or some special interest groups are trying to get rid of any references to hell or magic or demonic images. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just
I
stop it.
was like, what?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, the sauce is canceled, man. No, but it sucks that this is happening with Diablo 4. This is one of the biggest games I'm looking forward to most next year.
Yeah, man, same. I just got into Diablo Immortal. I love that game. But will they delay it? Just delay it. Do not release that game.
Yeah, I mean, they probably will end up delaying it because Skillet Will in the chat says, Colt, have you ever worked through a crunch period that gets extended? It starts to become detrimental to the end product. The burnout is real. Yeah,
that's true.
I mean,
just delay it.
Hopefully you're not cutting content, but the creativity and all the magic has already probably been worked on, and you're in the middle of trying to get the game so it's not broken or it's not falling apart or it's actually going to launch. Like you said, guys, like the day that game launches, it will. You can't even log in probably. So, it's just, isn't this the norm though, Fonz? We need more time.
No, not some of the stuff that's going on. And no, if some of that stuff is true, no, that is definitely not the norm. And it's not good.
What was the allegation that you said that is really bad controversy?
Let's say the hard R.
I don't know. Hard R. Yeah, I'm being slow right now. It's too,
the R word, that's good enough. So
there's just been mistreatment of people at Activision, basically.
Oh, racism. Just racism.
No.
Right?
Yeah, the other one.
Oh, wow. What the hell?
Yeah,
walk away from the deal, Microsoft. Those people are let's just walk away.
I hate
allegations and rumors.
I hate to break it to you. It's a problem across all companies, and there's always enough jerks.
True,
Man, there's just too many people are just not nice in the world.
Yeah, but that studio has some major issues, sexual assault, and then now that is that. That's bad. That is bad. How did I miss this? But it's crazy.
I don't know. I'm looking for it. I can't find anything. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
December 8th. Is this it? They're working long hours. So yes, Skill to Will is, if I said that name right, is correct. They've already been crunching long hours. Ongoing harassment suit. Just not. I mean, I think Microsoft has said that as well. Well, I don't want to stay on the ABK stuff, but like the regulars are watching out for big tech, but it's like you need to think about human beings and consumers getting a value, and the people working there need a better situation. It's like pull your head out of your FTC and let's get this figured out properly.
Then weed out some of those just evil people, man. Just get them out.
Yep. I mean, you got Microsoft's HR team fixing, iron out some problems. Fire71, who's been a channel member for 6 months, says, none of that matters when you have both boxes. Lord knows, I like the Xbox more, but everyone else, we want this over so we can go back to talking games. I know I'm so sick of the ABK thing. And a couple of my good friends have made a lot of videos on ABK, and I'm like, just stop. One of my friends is like, I can't do it anymore. I mean, it is, but I look and those videos are just getting, people want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Selfish Burrito with the $5.99 euro, I should say. I have one question for Gaz. Why have you always hated Xbox? And then he winks. I think, Gaz, I know you got mad but I think 90% of the people are they're just having fun with you, bro. Because I mean, look at your face. I was talking to my nephew. He goes, I watch your show every Monday, and I'm like, oh, thanks. He goes, I like Gaz the most. I'm like,
oh, that's sweet.
But he really did. I'm like, oh, I love Gaz.
Immature I am. That's why it is.
My own family member would rather listen to Gaz. Danny Passion Official says, I thought that trying to buy the biggest game on Earth, Call of Duty, according to Sony, that was a more aggressive move. Gaz, I agree with your 70% pony. Nah. No. Alvin, thank you so much for the 5. He says, I have zero concerns about Blizzard not having a long-term content plan for games. Zero concern, ignores gaming history. About Blizzard.
Well, after what's happening with Diablo, I'm reading up on it now, and it's really bad. This is what they said to the Washington Post. They said, we're at the point where they're not willing to delay the game anymore. So we'll just have to go along and figure out how much we're willing to hurt ourselves to make sure the game gets released in a good enough state. Delay it.
And then they said that they're lucky if the game will get a decent score, meta score. That is not good. Do not release a game if you're not backing the game 100%. I mean,
yes,
I don't know why they're trying to push this so hard.
This is bad crunch. Now listen to this. We talk about crunch and say, like, developers maybe being a bit like sensitive, but this is bad. Look, a former Diablo IV team lead explained that he felt very much like he just drove the bus over on top of us, Bobby Kotick. Another reason to get rid of him. A spokesman for Blizzard Entertainment told the Washington Post that the company regularly surveys the team on their professional well-being, and the latest results are the most positive they've been in years. But they say, in contrast, Blizzard Albany employees spoke of frequent 12-hour days. I mean, I do 12-hour days almost daily. But 12-hour days, it's affected my health. It's affected my relationships, both familiar and romantic. It affects my
gamer score.
And my gamer score. Well,
you get to play at work. So.
That's bad. Like 12 hour days, like, it depends on how, frequent that is, but it's not good. Like, studio management is such a big problem, and Microsoft are going to inherit a massive cesspit of issues with ABK, by the way.
They've known that for a long time, though. They've known that they're about to inherit a whole mess of fighting people and messy red tape. And yeah, I mean, it's all part of it. I mean,
yeah,
it's a part of the risk. It's part of the risk. Assassin with $2 says, this just in, X&C is just acquired Game On Daily. Now, Game On Daily is worth 3.5 billion rupees. We're thinking the same thing. Argit Chani with a $5 says, I agree with what 95% of what Gaz said in that video. I think he's referring to the one today where you said, Phil said that it's making Xbox look smaller. Hargit says,
you're an apologist. And simple.
Thank you, Fons.
Hargit says, can be understanding of their situation, but not our problem. Microsoft and Xbox are in this position. And I love it, Hargit. Let the lawyers fight it out. And I just have to add to the ABK thing. Everyone knows that Xbox has 30-some games that have a lot of them already been announced. So you can talk about those all you want. Quit acting like if you talk about Perfect Dark that you're going to look like you're super rich. It's already on record. Anybody could find it. I mean, Zocker could find it and make a video, and he'll use the same thumbnail used 757 times. This is X&Z Podcast with your host, Colteastwood, sitting here with Gaz from Game On Daily, Fonz from GameStalk Live, and Zocker87, a good friend of ours. Hit the like button, please, if you're having a good time. We're rolling into Christmas time. A few more presents to wrap. Put a little eggnog on your lip. Walk around and say, hey, what's going on? It's going to be great.
What does eggnog taste like? I've never had eggnog.
Kind of gross. Kind of gross. It's,
yeah, I'm not into it.
It's like it's like if you drank milk and it was 4 times thicker. I don't know what the consistency would be.
It's kind of slimy in a way too.
It's kind of slimy. What's the strong prominent flavor in eggnog? Chat and Fonz, that it's got a spicy flavor, kind of like a nutmeg. And what is it?
Yeah, there's something in it.
Like a ginger type flavor, almost like a gingerbread.
Somebody saying it. Lone Star said it's delicious.
Yeah, they're over here in the States. Like, there's like a ratio of people that love it. I'll always like take a sip and then go, yeah, and then I'll set it on the counter so someone thinks one of the kids had that and left it there. I'll just walk away.
Meanwhile, it's cold. I'm running away from eggnog.
But you get nog lip and you walk around in a party, you're like, hey, what's going on? It's a good Christmas party.
Nobody does that, Colt. Nobody does that. It's like, look at me, I'm under the mistletoe.
Yeah, you go over the mistletoe and you tuck in your shirt with and you got it run across your mustache. You're like, hey, pretty good Christmas party, huh? Oh, let me tell a quick story. No, I don't think I could tell that story. I don't think I can tell that story. Yeah. Darn it, it would be such a good one. Hazelnut? I don't know how you describe the flavor, but
there is a nutty flavor to it. There is. I don't know which nutty flavor. You guys,
I'm pointing over at the live feed of cats. You got it across your lip, and it's a nutty flavor. It's a great Christmas pastime.
Oh my god!
Very thick, 4 times thicker than milk. Am I playing Rick and Morty again? What's going on?
I started watching it, by the way. I watched the first 4 episodes. Holy smokes, what happened? We have derailed. Okay, Sith Lord, who's been a channel member for 1 month with the handsome Craig icon, says, hi guys, Fawn's glad you're here. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for everything you have done for me and others in the past year. And Sith Lord, I totally get when he says that because he's been through a lot, and I get it because a lot of these shows I watch, they get me through a lot. They're great entertainment. They make me laugh. They cheer me up on a blah day or a bad day. So, like, thank you, right? For those of us who do podcasts and listen to them. No, thank you very much. Red Wolf, I'm going to skip that one, but you're the best, Red Wolf. Highlander with a $5 says, happy holidays, everyone. The best thing about Activision's acquisition is it helped me to block the most toxic fanboys. Remember, God of War Ragnarok was delayed. What about isms?
So was Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah. What was it J-Rock said, Gaz? Like, man, they would have been dry if they didn't delay these games last year.
Yeah, it's so true, though. That is so true. It's so true.
Sir X-Men says, Gaz was a PS2 online beta tester. PlayStation 2.
Never actually, funnily enough. I wanted to try it, but couldn't afford it at the time. But yeah, SOCOM. I always wanted to play it. I don't
think I ever got hands-on with a PS2. I don't think I ever got to play a single game on one.
What?
So, no, my brother-in-law had a PlayStation 1. He was quite a bit younger than me. So we would hang out and play on the PlayStation 1 when the 2 was out. And then time passed and I got on Xbox.
He was still on the Intellivision back then.
What was that, like around 2000? It seems like Backstreet Boys were hot. PS2 was out. It's a great time. The Assassin says, anyone see the war cries on Twitter for Microsoft to acquire Squanch Games after the High on Life success? Guess we can appreciate what we already have. What's that?
You see a little bit of like hype, and then everyone's like, buy it. Buy it. Yeah. How many things do you want to buy?
I mean, they can buy them for like, I don't know, $100.
Very niche studio, though. Yeah. People are just being.
Was it on? I think it was on your show when you guys were talking about Insomniac. They bought them for $250 million. Gas? Was that what it was?
Bargain. Yeah, 256 million or 250
Xbox million. Is like, now we're good. We're good.
Oh man, imagine
pick up compulsion. Yeah, that was weird. Highlander says, thank you, Highlander. He says, I have to put together a 1-up arcade for my daughter as well as the Pac-Man stool on her Christmas night. My wife said, that's really for you, isn't it? Oh, that's cool. So an arcade.
Sony spent $229 million on Insomniac.
That's
a steal. That's nothing.
Man, I mean, Xbox spends that for Game Pass gets like in half a year. Gamey Forte, my good friend. I've talked to Gamey Forte so long. He says, hello, gents. I make it through the rest of the night with the wisdom spoken on this show. If I don't cuss out a guest, I'll make it through the week.
Yeah, I was supposed to have him on my show a couple of weeks ago, but he just couldn't make it. He's been busy. Swamped.
It's holiday season, and he's like there taking all the Series X and Series S trade-ins. And no, I'm just kidding.
For PC parts, yeah.
No, shout out to Forte. He's awesome. Here's the next thing. Jess Corden said on his show, well, a week or so ago, he said, I think they could probably do an event. I'm hearing things. And then just the other day, he said, it's almost pretty much, I'm pretty sure that my rumor I heard holds a lot of truth to it about the January event. And XO is always the thing that was touted around because XO usually happens in November or December, Fonz. Do you think it's going to be an XO for this event? Like an online only in their new studio? Have you dug into this information?
No, but just talking with some of you guys and stuff, I assume it's just going to be an online thing, some smaller event. It's one of the reasons why I was so disappointed. You had how many millions watching the Game Awards?
103 million.
Even if they just showed one game, it would have been something. It would have been something to really hold on to and get hyped for. People want to see something from Avowed. I mean, I'm one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for this event, I think it'll be online only. And I think, I don't know. When does he say that it might be? January, February?
Jan.
He said into January, but he said it could be February. But they are also, one of their leads of marketing tweeted out that picture of the new Xbox Studio, which is made for their in-house in Seattle area for them to record stuff like this. And he shared up a picture of their logo, which says Xbox Studios in grass, whatever that is.
But that's the thing, though. Give us the release date of this event already. Like, there's no reason to hold back on this. I mean, get fans excited. You want to sell Game Pass. I know you do. You had Ninja at the Game Awards. You're pushing Game Pass. I see that. But you got to get fans excited about the content within Game Pass. So push that.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to be showing that content on this date. Get ready for it. Start it now. Start that marketing campaign so we can get ready for it. Push.
I think people unanimously say Microsoft's marketing is atrocious.
Abysmal, I called it.
And I don't know why, because ultimately
they can market, they just don't ever. Right?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they're so bad at it. Build the hype up. Not Aaron Greenberg with it's just say event. Let me just take over. Pay me some real money. I'm not doing it for free. I will go there. And I will aggressively market
never said that. I was being so facetious when I said, I'll write up a communications plan for free. Of course, I was being facetious, but those pony accounts on social media have been writing me about saying that I'm willing to work for free for Xbox. It's a joke. Like, let me just sit down and let me sit down and do a communications plan for you for free. The insult was, you don't even have to pay me. It's just something you should be doing that doesn't cost any money to sit down and have somebody write out a communications plan. They have no plan. I just feel like they're just flying by the seat of their pants. But someone also said, you guys only want them to announce the event so you'll have content to make on it. I'm like, what the crap? Like, I game first. The content comes afterward.
As a gamer, I just want to know. I want to see the games. Hell with content.
Does anyone think, I'm just going to rant on it, that we just do this for the content and all of this passion? You think the passion just comes out thin air just to be driven by money and stuff?
You know what's sad and ironic about these people saying that? They're sitting there watching your content.
I know.
What's so
watching every tweet, watching every video,
And we'd rather you guys be boring. I don't know.
I don't understand. Like, on the one hand, you're like, oh, you're just writing and making content, but I just shat on my entire subscriber base by calling out Xbox. So what is it? Do I care about the views? I will say whatever I want. I don't care about the money. I genuinely don't. The whole point that all three of us, if we didn't have the passion, we wouldn't be doing it. You could tell anyone with an ounce of just intelligence or can see what people are being sincere would know we don't care to make of course it will help make us content. Obviously it does. But we want Xbox guys are screaming for it. We want to build a hype up because next year's been delayed for 2 years. We've been hype. We've been so excited. Like this hype. All these studios, we were the ones. We made the videos because we were excited. We live, breathe, and crap this stuff. We were on the phone 24/7 on party chat.
I don't sit on Twitter for half the day tweeting for free. Like, I love talking about this, and one of the reasons why I got into content creation was I would go to work and I would bring up video games. People were like, yeah, great, wonderful. And they just walk off. So I don't talk about it at work. You know, my older brother started a podcast where they talk about music. And he goes, I would watch your podcast, but I don't care about video games. And I was sitting next to him like, hurtful. But, you know, he's 5 years older than me. He doesn't care about video games. And none of my brothers care about video games. So they're not watching my stuff. But I love talking about this stuff. And
Absolutely. We live that stuff.
You need to get people excited.
Savage Manu 92. Oh, feeding into the fake thing for views. No, we actually believe what you say. Let me look at your channel and let's see what kind of content you've got on there. Oh,
that's right. None.
Yeah, no. Exactly. Yeah. Let's beat these people, bro. They just chat so much crap because it's so easy. Oh, you guys don't care. Let's go to your channel and see what kind of content you have. Nothing. You got 2 subscribers. Shut your mouth. Believe this stuff. We care what we... I'm not being nice to these pricks. Nah, I had enough of that.
We want to be hyped and excited about games, period. Yeah. That's what it's about. We want to be excited about games. It's not even about the brand for me. It's about the games. I want to see more on Starfield. I want to see Avowed. I want to see, even Redfall. I want to see all these games that they've got in production. All right. I want to see what they're doing with them. They've got an event. Please give us a date. Give us a date ASAP, because
even if the content we make, say it's all for the content, how boring. We do these shows every week. Do you not want us to be excited?
I want to be excited for these games.
Like I said last week, I don't know what a lot of these big games even look like. And
I want to talk about Starfield.
Oh no!
I want Xbox to market this game like I would. Be out there.
Can you say it's Starfield? You can put on the chrome buttocks mold.
In Starfield, you'll be able to do anything you want.
To sentient beings.
Make it a character of your dreams. Starfield. Come on, Xbox. Give it to us. Starfield. 76 Metacritic.
Is what it is. No, I mean, market. I want to see it. Yes, perfect. Your whole camera zoom in and out. I loved it. I love that. Dude, I need him every time. Every time I need gas.
But while this happens, like Fonz just does like the best Starfield commercial you've ever heard, and then you go to the real marketing from Bethesda for Starfield, and it's like the creative narrative director in front of a coffee table.
Today we want to talk about the mission structure, and Starfield is going to be really great. It's going to be a really grand scope. People are going to be just loving it, and I think it's going to be special.
You're going to be able to talk to people. You're going to be able to do quests, and there's be able to push A. And if you push down on the D-pad and push A on a different thing on the D-pad, there'll be a different dialogue. Well, that's all the time we have today. And I'm like, what? What? And like 3,000 people watch this video. I was like, give me 3 minutes of footage. I'll do it for free. No, I'm just joking. I won't do it for free.
Kill stuff. Burn stuff.
Shoot guns in Starfield.
Use the mightiest weaponry available to mankind in the year 4063.
I would buy that game.
Go to the recycling plant on an intergalactic world and recycle plastics so they don't go into the atmosphere. It's Starfield.
Exactly. That's all we want.
Exactly.
Come on.
Build your own settlements.
It
just works.
Yeah, it just works.
I am so excited for Starfield. I'm so excited.
I am too, man. I'm getting hyped. Even with the diarrhea, yes, I'm making light on it. But yes, I was excited to hear about the mission structure and all that. But it's just, for me, I just want more hype for the games. And I want to hear more. I want to see more about this game. I want to see it. I'd love a breakdown where they do. Sometimes you see games where they'll give you a long breakdown, show you like a mission or part of a mission. Mm-hmm. And you're actually going through and doing things. That's what I want to see.
They kind of did that. Like, You
Not
dropped,
really.
You came out of that
Not
on that planet. You went down into a base. You shot a couple of guys. You went over.
Yeah,
you
but-
unlocked a case and got a gun. And then you shot
but
some
not
guy's
like
backpack. And he's like, my backpack. And he flies off. And then it's Starfield. I am
I want to see
excited.
the space exploration as well. I just want to go and land on the random planets because when Todd Howard, we talked about this on your show, Fonz, when he talked about like the empty worlds, bro. There's not much to do, but you'll still see the spectacle of space.
I want to go to a planet, even if I'm alone on this planet. I see something beautiful. If I see the stars, in the sky, and just things to look at and stuff, I'm content with some games like that. It depends. The atmosphere stuff, it can really get you. Red Dead 2 did that for me. There was a lot of times I stopped in the world, paused, and just looked, and just was amazed. And that's the kind of stuff I want to do.
Great for that.
Starfield, I'm all in. I think it may sound like hyperbole to some people, but I love games like this. I love Bethesda RPGs. So I can't wait. I think Starfield is going to be a fantastic game, and I think it's really going to deliver, and it's going to be Xbox's biggest IP years.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, definitely. I think it should. It probably will be the biggest IP in years for Xbox. That's why it's so much pressure for it to deliver. Which is take your time with it. Yeah. And at least have something in the meantime to plug the gap.
And when people say, "Oh, I'm going to be so cautious because of Fallout 76," like Bethesda's full team didn't work on that, and that was a reskin of Fallout 4 that's like 4 or 5 years old by then, and they tried this like online competitive and cooperative thing. Like what a mess. What a mistake that was. This is like their all-in thing they've been working on since 2016. So people are going to be excited. Well, we got to talk about another game that is who knows when the heck this is going to release. I saw a movie trailer for this franchise before Avatar. I got kind of excited, and then today they announced Machine Games says we're hiring like 12 people. One of the people they're hiring is a producer for Machine Games and Lucasfilm's Indiana Jones video game.
I'm seeing so many job listings for like concept artists for Fable or this that. I'm like, what?
They're like whiteboard writer. They're like, we need a whiteboard writer. Are you good with whiteboard markers? Come here and help us concept Fable in 2028.
Maybe it's ready. Why would you need a concept artist so late in the phase? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a bit worried about the output here. One of the things Microsoft got burnt by is revealing these games in CGI format, which is important to show the roadmap. But it's a double-edged sword because if you don't have anything to actually show, including gameplay, then you're really going to feel it from the community. Or like, well, where is it? Or show us. What does it look like? What does it look like?
Where are the games? It's been like the real question. Like it's no longer Xbox. Well, there is some Xbox that has no games, but it's where are the games? Like where are they? Not why aren't they here? Like where are they? What do they look like? When are they coming out? When are they going to show them? Here are the people they're hiring. AI programmer, senior AI programmer, that's a lead environmental artist, producer, QA tester. That's fine. QA tester. That's good. That's good. That could mean that they've got somewhere. Yeah, that means there's actually
testing the concept art.
We're
gonna look at different ones. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
We're just kidding when we make fun of it. We're trying to have some fun. Like we need someone to put the markers, the caps back on the markers, so they don't dry out for next concept meeting tomorrow. Donuts and bagels will be provided. Gluten free. Senior QA tester, senior technical artist, level designer, associate producer, UX gameplay programmer, which, according to Zocker, who is a developer, he says UX comes way before final. I don't know. Another QA tester, UX, UI design or artist, lighting artist, VFX artist. So I don't know where they are in this game, but
I don't know.
Todd talks like they're like in the middle of it. So maybe it's 2 years away. I thought it was going to be so close, but
we know that they're somewhere between the concept art and a finished product. We're there in that ballpark.
So close.
We're so close, people. Just wait. Soon.
Thank you, Highlander, for the super, and thank you to everybody who sent in super chat questions and comments and insults, and we love all this stuff. It keeps us on our toes. Highlander says, "I love Colt's show as well as RDX." RDX, I'm not familiar. RDX,
Real Deal Xbox Podcast.
Yeah, I haven't been invited on in a long time, but yeah, RDX is one of the biggest, and I think. If you're looking just at YouTube, RDX and Xbox 2, Rand and Jez's podcast are they're the juggernauts. Of course, Dealer's amazing.
Oh, geez.
Up there as well, Colt.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's not your show, Fonz, but no, Fonz has been there forever with Dealer and D and Tim Dog, and there's some other guy on there. Can't remember his name. Anyway,
yeah,
toddler.
We love you. We love
it's
you,
a
Zocker.
toddler guy, you know.
Zocker is a toddler.
We did that.
Dude, Fonz has got it all figured out. Highlander says, when talking games, they never... He's talking about our podcast. That's funny. And RDX. He says, when talking about games, they never attack or insult Sony or their players, and a Sony podcast attacks Xbox. I wonder why. I've heard... I mean, we've attacked people here from time to time, haven't we, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've never done that.
Especially this guy.
Regulators.
Regulators.
Poor Zorka. He did not do anything to deserve this.
Well, he only said that. He only said that
Million
7
times.
times on the last RDX.
The tours.
Yeah, but
And his own
I don't
videos
know.
apparently too. So
Oh yeah, well there you go.
that.
Regulators.
love you, Zocker. I love you, man.
So I don't know
Niners,
what's
Zucker.
going on with. I don't know what's going on with Indiana Jones, but
Yeah, I don't either.
if it's 2 years away, Fonz, they just need to show something besides that camera pan over a CGI desk. Oh look, he's got his camera and some tweezers and earwax remover and a whip.
Well, they regret showing stuff like that. They, now they're doing this whole 12-month out thing, and that's all fine and good, but you need to be more consistent with showing us more of the stuff that's even 12 months out.
Yeah,
Bro, they have 6 months. There's definitely an event coming because they have 6 months to reveal these 3 games. They haven't hardly shown any
to
gameplay
release, Gaz.
Release.
Not reveal. Release.
Now, let
They
me ask you
said
something.
everything here is coming out in the next 12 months.
Okay. Wink. Do you think it's
That
coming
doesn't
out?
come out. Starfield
Okay.
will get. I reckon Starfield will miss the 6 months, and if
Really
it does,
think
I'll be
so?
the most insufferable piece of ass ever. No, if the only reason I say this is the same thing Dealer was saying as well, is that the way the format of the show was, they showed off everything of the next 12 months. Then they stopped. Phil Spencer comes on, and in the segment of where they look at things beyond the 12 months, Starfield is shown right at the end. So is he trying to say they give themselves an out there and say it's coming past the 12 month? That's the only thing I'm thinking, because Starfield
Well, it's
joined
just a launch
after the
window,
show.
right? I mean, we only have until a certain point for it to be a 12-month thing.
They've been
which
doing
would
this
be
for a
when?
while. They've been
June?
saying, they said summer 2022 for Redfall, and we waited and waited and waited until you look at the calendar well, summer officially ends September 20th or something like that. On the calendar, that's the official end date. And then September 20th came and went. Correct me. Don't even bother correcting me if I'm wrong, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
September 20th came and went. We're like, where's the release? That sort of thing. They do that. They really do that. But Fonz is right. They have until June 9th or June 12th of 2023 to have these games out that they showed. Starfield, Redfall, Wolong,
Atomic Heart, Liza P.
Minecraft Legends. Was Liza P at the event? Anyway, Forza Motorsport. And they also have some Halo or Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 5 DLC. It's just a big mess. But I'll tell you one thing as we close out here. It's super late, and don't expect to hear anything from Xbox over the next 2 to maybe 3 weeks because they're all on vacation. It's Christmas and New Year's for the next 2 weeks, and they are not going to be doing anything unless like all of our pressure here in the chat, here on the show, and other shows where Xbox like, look, let's just send a tweet. Just launch a tweet and say, we have an event planned for January. We can't wait to share more soon. If they tweeted that, I would be like, thank you. That's all I wanted at this point. But Gaz,
but did you hear that lineup of games that we just mentioned? Both multiplat that are going into Game Pass day one and first party.
Look,
that's a
can
lot
I do that
by
real quick?
June. That's
Can
a
I do that
lot
real
by
quick? You guys
June.
can help
Yeah,
me?
that's a lot by June, man.
All right, try and help me out here. We got Replaced. We have. I was going to do those two small games. Atomic Heart. I think Stalker 2.
What's that? A Curious Case of.
Yes, the Curious
Fox?
Case of Benedict Fox. That was the other small thing. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Redfall, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, Age of Empires Definitive Edition on console, and then Ara Stories Untold only on PC. That's 10. And then you've got Multiplat, Lies of P. You already said Atomic Heart, so we should have left that out there. Lies of P, and help me out, Fonz. What's the other? Oh, Wolong Fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I said Stalker 2, but that's exclusive.
Oh, you said? Oh,
yeah. So there's 12 games right there. Topaz Girl 170 says Flintlock and Ravenlock. Yes, both of those. Flintlock is a third-person, mostly realistic-looking third-person melee action adventure. Dead Time says Ghostwire Tokyo is going to drop sometime in the late winter. So Flintlock and Ravenlock is made by the people that made Echo Generation, but it is a more it's a real-time combat game where the other one was turn-based. So that's 14 games, right? Silk Song says, yep. Silk Song should be out as well. So that's 15 games in 2023, and 4 of those are, maybe 3 of those are Game Pass releases that everybody else gets, right? Contraband, no. Blaze, Reed Jenkins. I've heard that Contraband, they're running into problems and they've asked for more time, so we'll not hear about it. Planet of Lana is another one. Little Conquer says, I played that for a bit. That's like a side-scrolling puzzle game, like kind of like Two Brothers or something. Like, anyway, you have like a little green or black alien blob that follows you around and helps you open platforms and doors. There's another one that I played that was in one of my videos. You're a stick figure RPG. It's like a Dark Souls game. You're an 8-bit stick figure and the world is like 64-bit. It's pretty cool. Fact 6 says Fable. No, not Fable. Exomecha. No, Little Conqueror. I think that one, those devs asked for a lot more time a long time ago. That's the shiny first-person free-to-play competitive shooter. Kaz writes Halo Infinite. Yeah. So definitely 15. Banjo! Definitely 15 or 16 games. And 12 of those, I would say, if we're getting our memory correct, 12 of those are exclusive, Fonz. Like, that's compared to like the 3 games we got this year.
No, it's quite a bit. That's why when I was talking about games yesterday with Rand, it was just, I was thinking about it and I was like, wow, if Xbox does deliver on all of these games next year, it's going to be eating good on Game Pass, for sure.
Yeah.
Bright Memory's already out. Bright Memory wasn't that great, but I blasted through it in like 5 hours. Dealer and I both blasted through it and go, well, we played that. It was nice looking. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, isn't it, guys? 12 some games.
Then show it. Have a January event, blast through. These are coming in the next 6 months. And this is just get us 3 to sign NDAs. We go there to Redmond. We will tell you. No bull BS. Sorry, I've swore a lot on the show. Apologies. Happy bomb. We go there and genuinely tell you, okay, we think these will bang. These will hit. This is a successful show, because I don't think the people whispering in your ears are telling you the right thing. So if you do that and then say, we haven't even revealed what our first party studios are really delivering, and for that you need to tune in at E3. We will blow your socks off.
That's true. Okay, so let me ask this last question. Gaz first, Fonz first, and then Gaz. Fonz, how many games do they need to? What's something new they need to show realistically in this January? Like I think it's just one. Let's just say one. What is one thing they need to at least show? Avowed.
I think Avowed. And that would probably be the closest one to be done, because Obsidian is, pretty much their Insomniac when it comes to dishing out games and good games, quality games. I love Obsidian. I think they make fantastic RPGs. I think that's the closest one to be done.
What about you guys?
Sorry,
you just want to agree, or do you have something else you think they need to show?
Avowed, definitely. Like Alphonse said, that's the studio that has really kind of carried it. Yeah, Grounded is a small game. Yes, Pentiment was a passion project, but they've had good wins. They've even Outer Worlds, which I still need to get on with, is just like that studio has a lot of potential, really a lot of potential. And Avowed, basically, even on that one very blurry leaked image, looked good.
Mm-hmm. Miguel Angel in the chat. Yeah, he's wearing that. Yeah. He's wearing that laughing, crying emoji mask over his tears.
Well, he said next year you guys will be saying next year again. And what we're saying to you is that 2023 has plenty of games that Xbox will deliver on. And this is guaranteed.
The media and some of the fans are really truly treating some of those like exclusive, like where someone else is shelling out $60 to $70 when something like Lies of P, which is fantastically beautiful and smooth, when that launches on Game Pass and you only play on one piece of plastic and you got to go pay $70 for that game, and everyone's like, "Oh, it was pretty much free to me," pretty much. Yeah.
The problem we're having right now is the fact that they're not really pushing this content within Game Pass. First party, they're not really showing a lot, and we've seen way more of.
Wait till next year.
And this is the truth. I mean, for this past whole year, we've seen way more of Atomic Heart than we've seen anything first party for Xbox.
Yeah, how hard is it to show stuff? And what's that release date, guys, for Atomic Heart? What about is it?
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. Actually. I don't even know. Is the final hurdle is the exclusive argument for Xbox. Like, we haven't even seen the compelling next-gen only game. So when it comes, if it comes, then we'll be the first to say it. Like, well done, Xbox, because that's it. That you've bought all these. They've got the talent. They've got all the studios. They've got the IP. The roadmap looks amazing. And yet, we've stalled for 2 years. This is a console that didn't even release with a next-gen only game, like exclusive. It's just embarrassing.
Even the PlayStation hasn't really been a next-generation box yet. In my eyes.
A lot more than Xbox.
Yeah, they had like Ratchet and Clank and Returnal, and then you had your PlayStation 4.2 or 4.5 games that are freaking amazing looking. But next generation is not even here. Even Starfield doesn't look like it blows your face off, but it's a big, massive, brand new IP.
I still think that Starfield is a genuine upgrade to what we've been getting from Bethesda.
Watch one of my videos where I show me talking to Piper and Kate, the NPC companions in Fallout 4. I show the cinematic camera when you're talking to the characters, and then I flip to the characters that everyone tried to make fun of in the Starfield trailer. I'm like,
way better.
It's like 10 times better. I'm like, it's like, oh, it's the same thing as Fallout 4. It's like, wow, what rose-colored lenses you wear on your rear end. But we're just kidding.
No, I always thought it looked good. It does look good.
Did you know the cross-eyed lady that everyone made fun of?
Yeah.
Now, I was trying to find that picture. Somebody on Reddit showed that it was a lighting problem. The way that this eye, if you're looking at it, this eye has a shadow over it, and it obscures the white of her eye. It makes it look like this eye's doing this. And someone said it's a simple lighting change, and they just changed the shadow and highlights in the image, and you can see her eyes are perfectly straight. And so a lot of people went in and photoshopped it and shoved her eye over because they're trolls.
I think they're really threatened by Starfield. They are, because that's a game PlayStation can't have. It doesn't have. What studio that they have will deliver a game like Starfield, RPG of that scale?
Never.
They don't have
Never.
They don't have it. Who? Which studio?
No, not on that scale. No,
Xbox just needs JRPGs and that third-person open-world game. They have every other genre, I think, mostly, as far as exclusives, they have almost every... Well, they have every genre covered if they would bring back Killer Instinct. You know, PlayStation doesn't have a fighter.
Disagree,
one
David
title.
Jack. He said Starfield being a new IP won't build real hype until people are playing it. I don't agree with that at all.
Hype now, David.
It's got hype now, and it's going to continue. As we see more of it, that hype is going to continue before people start playing it.
And
But he may be right in that.
RPG.
In that, when it does release, then it has a lot of hype, but it might go to the next level once.
Of course,
masses see that. Oh, what's this? Like Elden Ring. Like
they're going to
almost
be talking about it at work the next day. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I hope it's that good.
Oh, it will be,
But-
Gaz.
Everything wrong with Fallout 76 is what Bethesda doesn't normally do. Narrative, freedom, and I hate Fallout 76. I said that in one of my videos, and people were like, "What? It's not universally hated." I'm like, Gaz, you've been so
Not
brave.
universally loved.
I bought that day
Yeah,
one, and I just played it a bit. I paid full price for it, and I touched it. I was like, oh, and didn't.
I got it on sale
didn't
for
bother to
40.
do it again.
I've reinstalled it 5 times as it's
On
gotten
PC
better.
as
It's
well.
way better now, Colt. And I keep reinstalling it. I just played it like a couple weeks ago, and I just uninstalled it. I just tried it for hours. I was on party chat with Hargeet. I'm like, man, Hargeet, this game's just not good. And he's like, I'd never play it. I'm Hargeet Johnny. I don't play trash. No, I'm just kidding. Gaz, you've been so brave. You put out 2 videos that cannibalized your viewership and your allegiance to the sauce, and you've done it all with a smile. Well, what's next for you? You gonna lay low and enjoy the holiday with your family and friends, and not?
No, I've actually got 3 videos. I wish I could come around here. That'd be fun, man. You guys live way too far, and not. Don't say that.
Noglip.
That's a Phil Hendry thing, by
my
the way,
gosh.
Fonz. That's a Phil Hendry.
Is it
bit.
really?
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
God,
Yeah.
man.
Chris Norton.
No, not Chris.
I've got a source video coming after Xbox fans like the guy we had earlier. I've also got a video on what's coming next for Xbox. Not a negative one, hopefully. And just a wrap-up video 2 years on how the 2 main next-gen consoles are faring.
Ooh.
So pretty
Like
much
releases
negative
and
Xbox.
performance.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can imagine I'm just going to get more and more people unsubscribing, but I don't care. It's more important for me to tell the truth.
Johnny
sorry,
said, forget Christmas. I'm in a console war. Fonz, I have an idea of probably what you're going to kind of ramp up and do a little extra on your channel, but what's in the future for you with Games Talk Live and content going forward?
So far, I'm taking a break for Christmas because Sunday, of course, is Christmas Day, and I will not be doing a show Christmas Day.
You'd be like streaming for like a pigeon. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. No, I had a few people in my chat be like, really? You're not going to be here? I'm like, no, I'm not going to be here Christmas Day. But the following week is New Year's Day. But I said I wasn't going to do a show then, but I think I may. May, New Year's Day. Because, I'm not really doing anything that day. So as well.
Are you going to start covering some of the upcoming games like you did a really good job covering?
I would like to make more content outside of my podcast. The problem is I don't want to make content on ABK anymore. I'm really burnt out on that whole topic. Shout out to the guys that do that. More power to you, but for me, it's dry. I don't want to listen to it. No offense, but it's not for me. So when we start seeing more games, definitely I'll start putting stuff out, talking about those games. Because if we see more on Starfield, definitely going to put more content on that. Because that's something I really want to put emphasis on my channel as well. Is because I love Bethesda, love their games. So Starfield's gonna
love your videos, man. I can't wait for those to come back. Especially
Same, yeah. I had a feeling that you would kind of get into the groove with more informational videos about Starfield, which you're super good at that stuff. So thanks, you guys, for being on the show. I wanted to keep it shorter. I was going to try and trail us off a lot sooner and let you guys get rested up, but thanks so much for being here. The chat, thanks for everybody. We had over 800 people watching the show. Hit the like button on your way out. I don't know what that does. Actually, no one's hit it to actually see what happens, but I think it connects to some servers somewhere and launches nuke codes over Oklahoma's
you actually get
farm,
farm
farm somewhere. It's great.
Get a free
You
get a free sub to Gaz's OnlyFans. So hit that like button.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had Gaz's barefoot come into frame, but we're due. We are due. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to hit the button, and Gaz says what he always says. What?
You got one more super chat, by the way.
Oh.
Wildman Beanie, thank you for the $5 super chat. He goes, Gaz, Colt, Fonz. Do you guys think they don't want to bring hype and the games will fail?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, it's not. It's
No, that's not
question.
who markets that way? Like, if
Xbox does.
Oh,
are you serious?
Somebody,
terrible
I'm saying you got to stand behind your product.
But are you serious? Like, Wildman Beanie's question is legitimate. They've literally been low and slow and quiet on certain games, knowing that. Like, did you know internally that the teams have a target for Metacritic scores? They know about where they're going to hit. They know where they won't hit. And Xbox has been marketing accordingly.
Yeah.
There's no way that all these games that are working on, well, one thing, when we talk about Xbox and marketing, Bethesda does all of their marketing themselves. You know, I'm sure Phil can say, hey, can you guys ramp it up? But Phil's probably like, they got it. They're good. So he has some merit to that question. But
the problem with that is, though, you always want to stand behind your product, no matter what. You want to push that product, regardless of Metacritic scores and all that, because we know how far Metacritic scores can get it wrong. Look at High on Life right now.
That one's wrong.
Look at it.
Oh, I just got Wildman Beanie's question. Oh my god, it's too late. It's too late. Are you talking about the marketing? I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, Wildman. Yeah. No, it's not that. They're just not good at it. They're just not good at it.
And they don't. We said this last week. Like, Microsoft typically doesn't really market their products. They have a lot of products to sell themselves, and I think maybe it's just a culture thing. We're like, oh, we're good. I'm like, no, you're not good. Your video games need way more marketing arm and power behind them. And I think Wildman is totally on board with them kicking it up several clicks. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to get out of here. I'll probably have a show next week. I'm going to bring on somebody really cool. We may do the show early if I can get one of our buddies on to do the show with us, guys. That way you won't be up late. I can't wait. So we'll hit the button to get out of here. I forgot what the button is. Oh, yeah, hit this. What is it?
I'm naked again.
Nope.